Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check.
Today on Emmy's Music Podcast.
And Emmy's Music Podcast.
He's gonna... Is it actually a song? You're just making that up, though. That's not...
I'm pretty sure I've heard that somewhere before.
We heard you throw it down already with... was it one we did last time?
I don't know.
And then I was like, I'm just going to ride this out. But then the beat was so good. Then I was like, yeah.
I invited you to sing along with me.
I think I started dancing, too.
How could you not?
I'll chill.
My vibe.
You can't. That
was
one.
undeniable.
What was that song? Whatever song that was. And we talked about that too. What was that other guy that I mentioned after? Oh, what's this guy's name?
I don't know.
Calle something.
Oh, you were talking about Calle
One of the originals. Yeah.
Calle 13.
Quítate el esmalte.
Deja de taparte, que nadie va a retratarte. Levántate, ponte hyper, quítate la... Sorry, that...
No, you could do that.
That
song gets me dancing every time. Really?
Yes.
How?
Because I'm making a Puerto Rican accent.
No, but that's how he sings.
Like a Puerto Rican.
Because he's Puerto Rican. Like you're not doing this professionally. It's not like, remember those guys, Milli Vanilli? Were you too young for that?
I'm too young for that.
Yeah. No, you're not. No, I don't know.
I know
you don't
the name.
know for real.
I know the name.
They were lip syncing.
Is it one of these that they kind of rap like this?
I don't remember
and when
anymore.
They move their legs like this, like
probably. It was like one of those. These poor guys, man. They were like, basically, I'm sure somebody from the outside world.
The guys.
They had like dreads, and they were like really. They were. I think they were black. I don't know because I don't remember exactly what
white dudes with dreads.
No. They were, or what were they? But anyway, the artists were singing. There were other people singing for them.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
Like old school. Like what?
Embarrassing. Milli.
What if it wasn't Milli Vanilli and I can't remember the name? I think it was.
Vanilli is a band.
Those guys. Yeah, those guys. They're cute.
Ew.
Not that one.
This guy?
Let me see. Well, not you. Not for you.
Drizzy Drake.
They weren't at the time. They were really popular. But whatever happened to them?
That's a good question. Well, I think they won a Grammy.
Scandal.
They won a...
See, there's a scandal.
Ooh, Milli Vanilli.
That's what I'm saying. Those guys.
Oh, the scandal was that they were lip syncing.
I think so.
Milli Vanilli.
So you're not doing that. My point is we don't need to go down that rabbit hole. My point is that if you don't do that, we already talked about accents. Remember we talked about how
what kind of
my friend Marilyn
did they have?
Or is that one that didn't make it? There's some that didn't make it to the
yeah,
live.
that probably didn't make it.
We were talking about accents, remember?
Oh, no, I think that one made it.
Did that one make it?
Yeah.
Where my mom would send us my friend Marilyn, who's Cuban, like we would know.
Dale.
Empezábamos a decir cositas, like from each other, like the tone changes a little bit. Like I would start saying Cubanish things, but even if I didn't mean to, and she would do the same thing in her household. Like our parents knew when we had seen each other because we would.
Where'd you get that from?
Throw stuff out, yeah. But you don't notice it.
When you're saying it?
No, I don't notice it. I'm sure it's like our family members that say the okay. Or the, my mom says, you know what I mean? How does she say it though?
Mom says, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but she doesn't say it like she says it like with her cute accent, which is, I can't say it. No, because it's going to sound funky. It doesn't sound the same. She's got to say it. She's the one that sounds cute saying it.
Call her right now and be like, hey, can you say, you know what I mean, really quickly, just to see?
Oh, that would be so cute. I love how my mom speaks English. I love how your mom and Yoli's too.
My mom does not speak English. I
love it. Yes, she does.
She does not speak English.
Yes,
she tries.
Does.
My mom tries, but she does not. This isn't
This
isn't a criticism. This is just an observation. She doesn't speak English.
I've heard her. Se da entender. She's all right.
I've tried to listen to understand her. I can't.
Yeah, but she has an accent, obviously, so it's not going to be like you and me.
I wonder. I haven't heard mi tia Yoli speak English.
Probably you never will after saying that. She won't want to talk to you. I've heard them say things. Or sometimes if they're on the phone or then they'll have to, they're fine. And they sound so cute. I love it.
When I still lived with my mom,
I love their accent.
Come home to ask me, how do I say this? And I would tell her how to say it.
But she's never going to say it the way you say it. She can't. No. There's
You know what surprised me is that my dad is fluent in English. My dad can have a full conversation in English.
Like his vocabulary, you mean? There's
head.
more.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But didn't he had a job before where he had to interact with people that spoke English more than your mom did?
Yeah, probably.
It's not a...
I mean, not to compare them, but I'm just saying it just surprised me.
Well, you just did.
My dad... No, this is just on another note. My dad...
Los comparó.
I think... I don't know, maybe not.
I think it's natural to compare.
Because also, I think when he was in his situation, he might have said that he's
Is
not
that what
fluent.
we're calling it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The hell? It was his situation.
I know.
So... I woke up today.
Yay!
We did it. Thank you for coming to our podcast. Tune in next time. I woke up today to the most annoying text messages, and I was upset. But you know what's crazy? I feel so good right now.
Really?
After drinking coffee, and I don't hate it. I'm fully an addict.
Of coffee?
100%.
Yeah, we should be. That's the one vice.
Should be?
I'm not giving that up.
I'm not giving it up either, but
it's my chosen vice.
That's
for
crazy.
Sure.
Yeah, like people like drink a lot, people like do this a lot, or they can't function actually. That's what it is. They can't function unless they do that thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
no, this is the one that I find I've tried to stop over the years, and I've decided one day, no. There's not necessary. ¿Para qué? My mom, I could hear my mom saying, así no se dice, ¿para qué? I do it for fun, just so you know.
Okay.
Nobody send me, no me digan.
Para qué, todo para qué.
What's that one?
Intocable. So I woke up today to a bunch of text messages of my friends yelling at me pretty much because I messed up at a Call of Duty match. And
did you feel bad about your life?
I didn't feel bad about my life. I felt bad about my friends.
You need new friends. It's not very supportive.
They were talking. But you know what's
Would you
crazy?
have done that to them?
No.
If it had been the other way.
You know what's crazy? They were being supportive.
They were
talking about what they think I could have done.
They were being constructive. So then what's up?
It's just like, I just disagreed.
Oh, okay. Did you disagree because you didn't expect it? Like once it marinates.
Are you kidding me? What? Right after it happened, because Carlos wasn't there last night. It was just the three of us. And Carlos has like pneumonia or some shit. Not pneumonia, but he's sick, and dying. Hopefully.
Really, for real? I'll call him.
He doesn't
like for sure pneumonia. Oh,
I don't know. I'm talking shit.
He has a flu.
He's
probably.
Sick. He's really sick. He's on codeine. He got that lean. He's sipping Sprite and codeine.
Oh, really? Oh, that sounds.
So
actually, that doesn't sound crazy because we just gone through a pandemic.
Yeah.
It's like sure,
pandemic, Mari.
We're not talking about that, Emmanuel Perez.
I'm just kidding.
I want to talk about no pandemic.
So,
I want to talk about our people.
So I was upset because they were being nice to me, and that's not how our relationship goes.
When you first started telling me this story, when I first came in, I assumed no, you didn't. I assumed that they were talking trash.
I would have liked that. That would have been okay.
So they were trying to help you. You're just not used to it. There's like some dissonance happening. Well, do you know what I mean?
Well, it was fine. I mean, I think I'm exaggerating.
No, let's dig deep.
I'm playing with the anger a little bit, but what it is, it's when it happened.
Yeah.
Jeff and Dave were like, "You idiot! There's a dabada. You fucking dumb. You fucking."
In the moment.
Yeah, and then after the moment too, when the match was over, they were still going at it. And then after.
Oh, they kept saying the same thing to you over and over.
And that doesn't bother
That's what
me.
it was.
That was fine.
Okay.
But when I woke up in the morning, Carlos, who wasn't even there, so like, how are you going to talk shit when you weren't there? He was like, oh, it's just that he doesn't know how to play on mouse and keyboard and this and that. I was like, it's not the fucking mouse and keyboard,
Why
dude.
do you like the mouse and keyboard?
Because it's better. It's easier. And I'm better that way, but...
For you.
Well, that's what bugged me, that he wasn't there. He was telling me that was the issue. This is not good for the podcast.
But I'm curious. I want to know.
It was just that.
I used to play this way back in the day.
Yeah, but
Lara Croft.
Right.
And the big, like you hit the thing and then 10 seconds later the person actually moves. Like that's how long ago that was. And then it just froze and you were just stuck in the game.
No, these keyboards
That's what it was.
These keyboards are great. And the issue isn't the keyboards, the issue was me. I panicked in the moment. There was only 9 other players left. So there was 3 teams alive, and I was the only one in my team alive. So
what happened? Everybody
pressure.
else dropped?
Pressure.
No,
they all died. They all died, and I was still alive. So why the fuck are they talking shit? If I was still alive, I was like talking all that shit.
You were the one that was left. You were the one that was left.
Yeah.
I thought you caused them to lose.
No, they died.
Oh,
they were already dead.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Motherfuckers.
I get it.
I could explain exactly what happened, but nobody's going to understand unless they play Call of Duty. So, I did fuck up because I could have done, I could have done a little bit better. But I was in the moment, and I was hearing David here, do, and Jeff over here, do. And I was like,
Check. How many more people are you going to name from your team?
That's it. I'm name dropping them. Fucking putting them on the spot.
What if they don't want to know? That's what I'm wondering. Too late.
I don't give a shit, dude.
No last names. They don't. They know who they are. I know one of them.
They've been waiting to listen to our podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it won't just be Grizel?
No.
I don't think Grizel's going to listen.
Well, David and Jeff are going to listen to just to make fun of me. So.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait.
I don't know the other one, but Jeff. Cheers, man. I know Jeff.
Fucking Jeff.
I remember Jeff.
So, what's up? What's up with
you? I'm having nothing.
I feel better now after the coffee, though. Even though
Thank you.
We had some technical difficulties, but here we are recording our third, hopefully successful podcast.
How do you feel about? Well, we're doing something new that's not been done by anyone we know in our family, which is to talk publicly, as much as this is public.
Right.
Grizel. This is
yelling into the void.
Into the void. But it's for prosperity, right? It's the trying to talk about those things that that define us. They don't, though, because what happens when you're born and raised in a new country as an immigrant kid, often you have this strong background of who your parents were, but then it becomes something new, something different.
You were born here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to call immigration on you, but
no, I'm good. I'm good. So then it does become something different, and the values that we were taught don't all stick. Like the customs, the norms, what's expected of us.
Yeah, it's tricky because we grow up here where it's just different. Like people have a different idea of how the world is supposed to go. And how you're supposed to treat others and treat yourself and treat your family.
And the measure of a man, the measure of what it is to be a responsible person.
Yeah.
For sure. And yeah.
I had a... they're coming for you, Muddy. That's immigration. I was listening to a podcast and watching it, I guess it was on YouTube, of this comic.
Mm-hmm.
She had on another comic who's like about to give birth. She's just fucking like, she's ready. She's there. And that's what they were saying. They were
I don't know who you are, but oof, yes. Positive vibes your way.
They were like,
that's the biggest you feel is that last month.
She told her, did you come here like to give birth on my podcast? What's going on? Like, yeah, I'm about to.
It's almost like your body helps you because then you're like, this has to stop. So it helps to overcome that fear because there is some like trepidation. Obviously it's going to hurt. Like it's going to hurt. And then, but you're so big, you're like, I just want it. Like, it just done.
Want it to end.
Yes. I know.
9 months of just like boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. And then pop.
Also, I learned it's rude. Oh, wait, you mean it doesn't just go pop and the baby comes out with confetti? And
the public school done you wrong. Public school
even
education.
You went to Catholic school? Even worse. No, they did very well teaching me all about all of that.
They did. Oh, that's reassuring. I'm glad. That's good. Yeah.
I heard. Well, I think public school does a worse job than Catholic school, from what I've heard.
I don't know.
From
We barely got it.
Leslie didn't get it, and she went to public school,
Really?
Chicago.
How did she?
How did she learn? I'm not sure. The internet, probably.
Probably.
But she.
Or you talk to other women and men in or hopefully women in her family.
For sure. I think she's like really close to her mom, and like I think she. I'm very open about talking about. I don't think I'm banging people over the head. Like, we have to talk about sex and all that stuff. I don't, but I'm open to talking about it. Like, it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable at all. Like, if I'm talking to my daughter, for example, I'm not going to say too much. I don't want to embarrass her either, but I'm open to talking about it. And I'm open to talking about it with like your generation too. Not me,
but I can feel you. I know. I can see it now. He's starting to tense up. Don't worry. I'm not going to talk. This is just for the context of what you wanted to talk about today. Not me. Gloria Emanuel quería hablar de esto.
No, not even that.
Yo no fui.
Not even that. So it was just listening to
Let's put the translation here. You guys will be fine.
Yeah, it'll be good. So, yeah, they were talking about that. And then they started talking. I couldn't get through the podcast. First of all, because I don't think...
Can you relate even?
No,
because
like
you're never going to be pregnant. So
I'm never going to be pregnant. So, but also, I mean, I
when Leslie gets pregnant, you're not going to be pregnant. It's her body. Like she's pregnant.
That's what I was getting.
You know what I mean?
Right? Because I didn't want to listen to the podcast from like to relate, because this is a comedy. At the end of the day, it's a comedy podcast. I'll listen to. I don't see gender. Right? Whatever. That was a joke, but
I don't think you need to.
It comes to
I don't
comedy,
think you need to explain it. It's a podcast. Sometimes when we listen to something, like I don't care what category it is, I listen to all kinds of stuff, and I will relate to something. It doesn't matter, right? Like I'm not. You can listen. I know that I'm not going to relate. Like we talk about Joe Rogan a lot. It's one we have in common. Because you turned me on to him. Thank you, Emmanuel. It's good. That man is good. He's such good conversation.
I've radicalized Mari. I like that guy.
I think he's good. Okay, so then, but obviously when they're talking about things that have to do with hunting or things that I don't know, I find it fascinating because they're into it.
Yeah, I love it.
So I feel like I like learning. So in that regard, I'm invested in that conversation. I find it interesting. Maybe I'm not invested, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I know I'm not going to know what it's like to go hunting. I'm not going to.
Maybe unless you go hunting.
No, Grizel and I have talked about this. We're going to be toast. If there's an apocalypse coming, we're done. We come from farming family from back in the day, but I don't remember how to kill a chicken. I was taught, but I don't remember.
I mean, I think you just chop its head off. It'll be fine.
You don't chop the head off? Oh, yeah, if you have something.
Punk! You cut its head off and the body still keeps running or some shit.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Yes, it does.
I don't think I ever saw it. I saw somebody... tangent, sorry. Okay.
Le dan vuelta al pescuezo. Like, it's weird, I know.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Or eat chickens. But we do eat them.
I think if in the situation you can figure out, because it's survival. And you're going to fail and you're going to succeed.
In that sense, we'll try for sure. Like, but also, who's gonna know how to like? You have seeds. Like, what are you gonna do? How are you farming? You know what I mean? And we're in winter. We're in Chicago.
Here, well, you gotta wait for the warm days to plant stuff.
Vamos a estar chimuelas in some cave.
There's a
dying.
There's a lot of farming here, though. You know that, like obviously you know that. There's a lot of
yes,
farming.
but I'm not doing the farming. Are you doing the farming? We're gonna go to Medium's house.
Yeah.
We're gonna show up in Iowa.
She got the John Deere's ready.
Matthew, we're coming. We're coming, Matt.
I'll get to work, dude. I don't care.
I would work too.
Yeah. Okay, so I was listening to the podcast more because it's a comedy podcast. I don't give a shit who it is.
Back to the pregnancy.
At the end of the day,
pregnant ladies.
My most important thing that I can relate to, I guess, thing that I'm attracted to listening to, my interests are comedy more than anything. So when I listen to podcasts, so that's why I was listening, because I was like, okay, whatever, they're just comics, you know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for me, they were talking about all the horrible things that happened during I think Leslie just got here. It's okay. Getting pregnant and having a baby, and how scary and how intense giving birth is. I couldn't get through more than 10 minutes of that shit. Like, what the thought that came in my head was, no, I don't want to put Leslie through that ever.
Oh, I think that's actually very conscientious of you, because it does take a toll on a woman's body. Yeah. I think that those days are gone, though. Do you think? Do you still hear people? I imagine there's still men, you know how in the traditional sense of saying, oh, I want to marry you because I want to have children, like the men, even if the woman doesn't want to, they'll be like, please, for me, I want kids or whatever. Yeah. Is that still a thing?
Of course. Yeah, there's guys want to have kids too. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm not saying they won't, but it's a different, like, you know how the purpose of, in our culture, like way back, like Catholicism, right? Okay, way back in the day. Like you procreate to continue the lineage.
Right, sure. I mean, you get married and you do all of that, and that's how it goes.
And you keep the family business going, which in our case was farming, and then you have someone to that will inherit that land and keep that going.
Yeah, that's how it goes, right? There's a way that you're supposed to live your life.
Yeah.
You have...
Not that long ago. That was real for a generation ago.
But you know what I think it is? I think it's just the Americanism that has kind of come to us.
Is it Americanism or modern life?
Americanism, I think. Or maybe, well, I don't know, because I have cousins that live in the city and they're still very, very traditional. Married first and then having children.
Yes. Yeah. But that's because of what we're taught, right? We're taught in our family that you do not. I don't know how it is. I know how it is for men, but I think men get a different pass in our family. And when I say I think, I know. Okay? I know. You all get treated a little differently.
The expectation is because we are probably better than you.
That's so dumb.
No, it's true.
Yeah. So then they don't. Yeah. If this ever does become more than like the handful of people, you're going to get comments on that one because they don't know you.
It's fine. It's a joke.
No. Give them a hard time.
I actually think I'm inferior than most people, let alone women. So
no, I don't think that. If
it's a joke. Keep going.
No, but now I feel like we need to explain it so I can bug you. No, I don't want to. Let's move on.
Yeah.
What were we?
Modern people. You think that?
I asked
modernness that kind of takes you out of the traditions versus.
I think
being
so.
American.
Yeah. I think so. I don't think it's solely one or the other, but I do think there's it's not as feasible to have a dozen kids, for example. And I'm not even being exact. I'm not even saying it flippantly. It's like my grandmother had how many, and your grandmother how many did your
I think it's
grandmother
9.
have?
I counted the other day. My mom's side, I think it's 9 of them. So it's Gerardo, Imelda, Roberto, Yolanda.
I don't know them in order.
No, not Yolanda. Gloria.
Your mom.
I gotta start over. Whatever. I think there's 9 on my mom's side and there's 12 on my dad's side.
¿Mi tía Hilaria tuvo 12?
Yeah.
No.
Roman, Cirilo, Chonchon, Guadalupe, Manuel.
She was so little.
Miguel, Esther, Lourdes, Chuy.
It's still a lot. It's okay. It's okay.
I don't want to.
Still a lot.
You know what, dude?
It's a lot.
I'm going to bleep out all of that because if I forget one of them, I'm going to get it. So
you can't bleep it. Don't bleep it. It's okay. We'll just do it again another day. And then you'll... You know how many my parents had? You know. 2. Oh. And say my dad's the youngest in that family, mi tía Hilaria, right? Like the youngest, technically, right? And so then there's 2. My mom's mother and father, 36. They had in their adult lives 9 and some that passed away, right?
Yeah.
But that's a lot. That's a big number. Like it's big. Yeah. And most of them, their siblings, their people had multiple. I know. It's okay. Multiple kids, like a lot.
God.
But
any kids out of what about kids outside? Because you know that what they would call illegitimate. That's a strange word. They are legitimately here, so like I see them. I feel like every
I don't like that word for them, but that's what they use.
Then had children outside of their very common.
I don't know that.
Because it was so easy. You literally back then.
I wouldn't say every person, but I
very
would.
Common is what I'm
Common, yes. It wasn't unheard of, for sure. Era como, like, it's in the way we know this is because they wouldn't say, but the kids come out later, which I don't like. Because then there's family members that I have that we could have had a relationship with just because they were not official, right? And that they didn't come from the marriage, right?
Yeah, for sure. And that, I mean, that.
Also, what were they doing? What are you doing,
dude?
Yes, but like, really?
What do you mean?
Like, that's such a strain on the family. But although they probably couldn't, if they were in unhappy marriages. Here's what I don't know. If it was an unhappy marriage or they just were doing they just didn't put that on themselves to not go there because they're men. I'm not going to say no because I'm a man.
Goddamn right.
You know what I mean? I don't know this to be true.
So you're saying that these women are whores? That's what you're saying.
I'm talking about the men. No, I don't think that at all.
I do. No, just kidding.
No. Okay. And this right here is this is the difference too, because then we can say, not that you think this. You'll explain if you think this, of course, but that go-to of when a guy does that in our family, they're women that they have, and I'm saying that because I'm not saying because I believe this.
Yeah, I know.
They're the whores.
Yeah.
No.
But the boys are innocent.
What about them?
We're
Who initiated? I don't think they were forced.
We're just boys.
I don't think they were forced.
Oh, they're just boys being boys. What can I say?
That's not right.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting how that happens. I mean, but again...
the woman carries a stigma forever. Yeah. Forever again, in that culture. Carried.
But don't you think that's like everywhere? Because you see that here to this day.
You do see that. I don't know. That's why I don't think it's just a Mexican R thing. We experience it because we were brought up that way.
Right.
And we women. Like, I remember going to San Miguel and there was a very... Like, Rosella and I had boyfriends there when we would go, right? It's fine.
Wow.
We don't still have those boyfriends.
I can't believe you had boyfriends. Yuck.
Was it weird to... Oh, it's okay. Deal with it. Okay, so then... And I think the most we did was like maybe we made out and we would hold hands. And that was like the huge scandal. Okay.
Yeah. Well, my grandma used to say that's why
I'm sure they were like, Las locas de Estados Unidos ahí vienen. I don't know if they said this, but
yeah, my grandma used to say.
Like they were our boyfriends. We weren't dating like 50 men. It was like the one at the time, one at a time.
And then the other one. And then
the other one right after.
Yeah. My grandma used to say, por eso se dicen novios y novias. Porque no se veían.
What? Is that where that word comes from for real? The novias.
That's what she said.
Well, my mom's sister, do you know her?
I don't know.
Mi tía Rosaura. The way that she
barely
dated
know myself
was through a window. Like that's how she would talk to her now husband.
In San Miguel,
en la
they would call
ventana
it...
se veía y no. It was like not exactly in front. So
well, that's why they call it echarreja.
Echarreja, yeah.
In San Miguel, because in Mexico, in San Miguel, the windows have like, what do you call that? Gates?
They're like, they're not
Fences.
gates. They're like
they're
a fence for the window.
Aquí pueden venir
it's called. Why don't we learn English first?
Fence for window.
And then we come back. Son rejas.
Defense for the window.
Why don't we know that word in English?
I've
never used that. No, but isn't a fence just for outside?
What if I look up?
Does a window have a fence?
That's crazy. I feel like that's getting philosophical. Does a window?
No, I don't want to go. The moment we start talking about windows having fences and it being philosophical, we're done. No. Let's keep it with what it is.
It's called a wrought iron.
You Googled it.
I fucking Googled it, dude. We're going to get down to the bottom
reja.
of this. What if it's a reja? Window guards.
Window guards.
Figured it out.
We didn't. They did, and they put it out there. We just Googled it.
We did research, and we figured it out.
Research. Yes. Tick, tick, tick.
Yes.
Research.
So.
Spell the word incorrectly sent.
Yeah. It's funny. So today.
Google research is so.
So today still they say echar. I think they still say echarreja. But they're not echando rejas. Están echando otra cosa más.
Oh, I don't know about modern
nowadays.
day. I know for back then, like I remember going with one of my boyfriends. Well, at the time, he was my boyfriend at the time. And it was we went to the movie theater and my uncle caught us on their way out. And he gave me like a good talking to because I went to the movies.
Right. The movies.
The movies.
Movies.
I mean, we probably held hands while we watched or something.
You
know
held
what I mean?
hands, dude?
You know what I mean? Come
I
on. Okay,
knew
this
it.
reaction is that's what I find so strange because
I
like,
can't
what
believe you
year
were
are we
holding hands,
in?
dude. That's crazy.
That's so crazy.
I'm being sarcastic.
No, I know, but it actually gives insight on like what that actually was a thing.
Well,
for
that's
my
why it's
uncle
funny
to
to
do.
me. To me, that's why it's funny.
So
it's funny
yeah.
because like that people actually had that reaction.
Yes.
People unironically.
We were like just young girls having boyfriends and you know,
but
and having
how proud?
crushes. It was sweet. It should have been sweet. Instead,
How
it was
proud?
like shameful.
Okay, but how proud were that boy's parents, you think?
Not. We were the crazy pochas probably, or the lads. I don't know. We'd have to ask them.
Well, I could tell you this. Probably they just don't give a shit.
I don't know if we were.
Salió con su novecilla or whatever.
Who knows? I don't think it's not the same for them.
What was his name?
Like we had to be home at 10.
What was his name?
Hector Alonso. He was so cute.
Hector Alonso.
Yes.
Ew. What did he look like?
So cute. He was cute. The only reason I broke up with him was
Blue
because
eyes?
the summer was done, and I'm like, you're not gonna be like, we're so young.
Was he blue eyes?
He had green eyes.
Green eyes?
Why did
Green
you
eyes.
know? Did I talk to you?
I know him.
No, you don't.
I do.
You're such a liar.
I probably have him on Facebook.
No, he was friends with my cousins from my mom's side.
Is this in San Miguel?
Yeah.
I bet you I know him.
I don't think so.
We could do one of those
I wouldn't
things.
know him if I saw him.
You know how our parents, when they talk about people, see Héctor Alonso.
I think
el
he was
hijo de-
angry. Yes.
Héctor Alonso, el hijo de la señora
Sure.
de la zapatería.
Yeah, but I don't know what.
Don
I have no idea
Jesus.
what his last name is. I don't remember. I knew at the time, but what am I, 46? And this was when I was
rough.
Like, I know it's been a moment.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
Rough.
That's crazy. I don't think like I would hear the stories of my cousins going to Mexico. I had like my cousins in Omaha lived in Mexico for I think a whole year or two.
Oh, what was that like for them? I'm curious about that one.
I'm kind of jealous because they had
Really?
the experience of actually
Of the
living
daily
in San
life.
Miguel.
Yeah, we
going
got that.
to school there.
Oh, they went to school there?
Yeah.
What did they tell you about
This
that?
was like when they were in. Oh, nothing. I just thought it was cool that they actually lived there, and
Yeah.
I mean, you hear about their girlfriends and stuff, and surprisingly, I think like they had the same girlfriend through the whole time.
You mean
But
each of them,
each of
their
them.
own girlfriend?
Yes. That they didn't
No se la
share
pres-
girlfriends. That's not. That's not what we do here.
Oh, I was gonna say that thing that no se la. No, that's bad. I don't want to think about that. That's no. Have your own girlfriend.
Say
No. Well,
it.
that's the thing. Like we have all these like. What are the things I wonder? There are some things that I've kept from my conservative upbringing that just feel like I don't think I'll get rid of that. And there are some things that maybe for Abby I won't care if she doesn't. You know what I mean?
Even though like you yourself,
I may not do that
You wouldn't
thing.
have done that, but
Right.
if she does it, you'd be like,
Yeah, well,
eh.
clearly, like when we got married, my sister and I both left our house only when we got married. That's
Oh.
one thing, for example,
And
right?
you would be okay if she just leaves early. You're saying,
I don't know. Like if she ended up living by herself, like during college with roommates or something, I'm not gonna think that she's disrespecting me.
oh right, and
Do you know?
oh, dude,
Well, that's a
yeah.
thing. This is a thing. If you, as a girl in our family,
Not even as a girl.
as a guy too,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
yeah.
that too.
It's just it's the weirdest thing. I never
That is
understood
weird
it.
because you are adult men. You
I
probably
never
should get it.
I never understood it. Like people have told me,
But that is a thing.
when I moved
Yeah.
out with Leslie, that's what they told me.
Oh,
They were like,
because
no,
you
tú
were-
tienes que quedarte en tu casa. Tienes que quedarte en tu casa hasta que te cases.
Really?
Yeah.
Hasta que te cases, so you get that too?
Yeah. But
I never thought that would be a thing. I thought you guys. Well, we've never talked about it. I've never asked either.
Oh, yeah.
Because at my household, it's just Grizel and
Just
me.
girls.
It's just girls. We know exactly what was expected. And then the other one is Eddie.
My boy.
But Eddie, like, is with AJ since like who knows when. Like they're
AJ Lee, the wrestler.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
Some fool I don't know. I don't even know who that is.
So
you don't know Eddie. Look,
I don't know him too much.
No,
I don't
but
know him
anyway,
too much.
he lived in the same building with us. So then we were brought up together. Like he was the, yeah.
So he right, but
that's
he was
why
with
that's
her
relevant.
forever. But
yeah, well, he went
do
to
it?
college and then they ended up living together, and then now they're just together.
But his parents were in Mexico, no?
No.
His parents were here?
Yeah. But they're not as traditional in that sense. Like, also, he's a guy. So he wasn't ousted by the family, where I have cousins of mine that eloped. I have one cousin that eloped with her boyfriend, and it was this huge scandal and was like literally rejected by the uncles.
Damn, that's nuts.
Some of them, not
Why?
all of them, but
ew, that's kind of creepy.
what part of it is creepy?
Your uncles reject the uncles reject the girl because she goes and gets married or whatever.
Yeah. It's just Abby. It's okay.
Abby, tell her no, dude. What is she doing?
She has finals.
So she's texting you during her finals. Like, Are you
Yes.
giving her the answers right now?
Yes.
She's like, hey,
I'm the
Mom.
one she wants answers from.
Mom, what's the square root of blee, blah, blee, blah, blah?
No, I forgot all that stuff. But yeah, back to the uncle's sayings, it was very much like that. The expectation was that we were to uphold the honor almost of the family.
The women?
Through the way that we conducted ourselves with men.
I think women get held
We had to be
a
careful.
higher standard because...
In my family, for sure. Yeah. I don't know I don't know because I don't go there anymore. I just talk to my cousins, and then we're a different generation, but I don't know if their daughters experience the same pressure that we did when we were growing up there. And I'm saying growing up, we would go during the summers. So then we were expected to get like the proper way was to first of all, date someone that was acceptable, and then, then they go and ask for your hand in marriage.
Go to the parents.
And then you get married, and then you move in with them. That's the proper way, and then you have kids.
Then you have to have kids.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it is.
We're not unique in that, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's interesting to me, that it's like you have to do it
the right way. Yeah. It's considered the right way. For sure.
And I'll be honest
with you. Cosas bien.
And I'll be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I think that there are a lot of benefits to doing things maybe in that specific order.
Definitely.
Definitely like to that.
Yeah, you don't want to be like an oops, and what if you mix that around? Like it's not like it's also to protect you from maybe making a mistake where you feel obligated now to be with a person who maybe is not someone that's going to be a partner for life.
Right.
But now all of a sudden you're pregnant and oops, now we have to be together in some way or another. So it's not like it's illogical, that system.
Yeah. It makes sense. And I think when you're like dating to marry, you're just looking for probably better things in the long run, right? So you're looking for things that are probably gonna, I don't know, benefit both of you guys instead of, when you're just like fucking around and.
Well, it's different to date someone
we're living together now and this and that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I've heard of people that like they're dating for a few months and they're already living together. And then that's like so crazy to me. But that's because in my head, it's like, damn, they signed a whole year lease and they just met that person a few months ago.
I think of that too. Well, I don't think you really know someone. So this is where the conservative, was that loud? Probably, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm sorry.
No, cool. I liked it.
That's the headphone thing. One of them busted. That's why I'm not wearing any. I'm not trying to be special. No, so I think that.
Special ed. No.
No. No.
And then
yeah, you're going to be called out on that, and I am glad. He's turning red. Yes, he should.
I'm not turning red. It's the reflection of the moon.
Yeah, right.
You think I care about saying special ed?
I don't know.
Come on, son.
Okay, well, let's go back to the.
Marty, I'm a professional comedian. Dude.
Sure. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And this is when we sigh. It's okay.
I'm good.
Well, let's go back to where did we leave off? Oh, the living together thing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about that because here's what I mean about like you end up keeping some of that conservative thinking, but then it becomes something new, right? So then for you and Leslie moved in after knowing each other or dating for how long?
8 years.
8 years before. And you broke up at one point, but you got together.
Yeah,
What was that?
We
What
were
was
broken up for probably a year.
Oh.
Only. Yeah. Yeah, what about it, dude?
No, I want to hear the rest of it.
That's it. No.
Cut to, how did you decide to? Then after that, how long were you together before you moved in?
I think she just like texted me.
Vamos a saber todo el chisme aquí.
After that, it was a year.
A year?
Yeah.
But you both were
different.
older.
Yeah.
And the conversations probably about being together were different.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was. So like
Yeah.
she texted me one day kind of checking in on me. Just to be like, hey, what's up?
Leslie,
And then, no, dude. I think
Tráiganse el cafecito. Okay, go ahead.
No, dude. I don't know how much is too much, but she messaged me checking in on me. And then
Yes, she did.
and she didn't want to get back. I'll say that much. She didn't want to get back together. But I begged her literally. I was like, "Come on, this will work, dude. Trust me." You know?
Was she worried? Well, I mean, you had broken up, right?
Yeah.
So that's legit.
And then eventually, I convinced her. She's like, "Okay, yeah, you make some pretty good points."
You wore her down. No, she's smart. That's not true. That was a joke because she's not. Nobody wears her down. Like she's a strong woman.
She doesn't care about anybody or anything.
She has her own mind for sure. She's 100%. One of those people. Yeah.
You can't.
No. Yeah.
Strong,
I just wanted to be
like a rock. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. This is Emmy here, from the future or from the past, depending on which way you look at it. We went a little long this episode. So I figured it's better to cut it in half and have 2 hour long episodes instead of 1 2 hour long episode, something like that. So yeah, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. Remember to like, subscribe, share the video with your friends, and we'll be back next week for the rest of this conversation. So thanks again for listening. Peace.